There we go. Sorry guys, I'm going to share screen again. All right, so we're carrying on with our summary then of what we did. So we've spoken about where our teams are at. We've spoken about how our leadership style changes to map almost individually where our people are. You remember the model we did from the first day, which is the 3 areas of focus a leader has. What do you remember what those 3 areas are? Team. Focus on the team, on the individuals, and on the task. Okay, and you're balancing those 3 all the time. Okay, great. Okay, what else did we talk about? So we did a lot about groups versus teams. We did about the your leadership style, delegating. Anything else you remember from yesterday?
Competency,
okay.
Unconscious competence.
Right, okay. We're talking about moving from the one then unconscious, the incompetent, all the way through to where do we want to be?
To be
consciously, or actually what we really want to be, the next step, let's rather do it step by step. The next step is, so you start being unconsciously incompetent, you don't know what you don't know. Then you know what you don't know. And then you move to, you work hard to learn what you don't know because that's uncomfortable. So you become consciously what? Consciously competent. And when you're very experienced, one day you'll wake up and realize you actually don't even think about the things you're stressed about. You're actually unconsciously competent. Okay, you don't have to think about it. I'm not looking. My fingers don't want to keep up with my brain today. All right, so yeah, that was quite an interesting thing, and we're going to be building on in our courses. We always try and keep abreast of what is our learning about how our minds actually work, how we make decisions, why we actually operate. So we're not just using a theory because hey, I hear theory, seems to be fun, and I like the theory, but no, there's actually science behind it. There's evidence. We're actually mapping it to what we know, and that's, I think, that foundation informs better why we do what we do, how we behave. Okay, the more self-aware we are as leaders, the more aware we are as how people interact, the better we can lead, the better we can manage our human brains, our human psychology, and others. Okay, all right. Anything else from yesterday that I'm trying to think of the afternoon. The afternoon to me was a blur, so I can't. I remember the morning stuff, the movies. Let's quickly go through what our the list of topics in our learning outcomes. Actually, I've done a nice PowerPoint here, so we'll work from that. I just want to quickly look at the very top. Okay, for the section we're dealing with the role of the team leader. Day 1, moving into the purpose of team. That was the team theories, Tuckman's, all that kind of stuff. Then I've got some hidden slides to pull in. And then we were trying to get the team to buy in or commit to our goals. So we spent a bit of time even on day 1 of how do we set those goals, because it's so important for us that we are making our people perform. We need to be clear on what that is. And so that's why we started with job description at the beginning, because that informs what they have to do, as well as planning our ability to try and set objectives clearly. So we spoke about SMART goals and why those are important. Okay. And then the end part of that, which we deal with a whole lot more today in the second unit study, is how do we monitor whether they achieve? How do we check what we decided to do and where the gaps are? So let's move then into Unit 2, and I'm going to start the slideshow. All right. So here we are. This unit standard that we're going into, 109.81, is to supervise work unit to achieve work unit objectives. I actually forgot we need to go through our font. Do you want to do that quickly now? Okay, check out. Okay, all right. Let's pull up your questions. So I'm actually going to just pause. This is where we'll start when perhaps Nadia joins us. Sorry, I'm going to just escape on this. All right, so let's go quickly to your formative guide. Okay, so your questions. Sorry, I've got lots of documents here. I'm pulling it up on the screen. I'm going to record this so that Nadir, if he needs to, has got this. All right. Please don't forget to just add in your details at the top of your formatives. Okay. Oh, actually, sorry. This is a shortened version. The one you've got has got a whole lot more documents. This is just for me, just the apps, the questions. All right. Please tell me if there's any difference between this document as yours, but I did copy the out of your one. Okay. So if we just go down to, well, it actually has got some of the details. All right. We've gone through questions 1 and question 2. Have you got any outstanding questions about those two? Were you comfortable with how we answered those? You had to write motivational statements. Okay, were you okay with that? Outlining the key reason that you, and that's really that the getting to why. Why are we doing it? Just make it a statement, and it can very much be like your SMART goal statement. We are doing this because we want to achieve this by this stage, whatever, to make it as concrete as you can. Okay, all right. But generally, your motivational statement is the high-level reason why you do what you do. Okay, you keep the plant running, or whatever it is. That is the purpose. Okay, and then you have to show how they contribute to that. So what is the, you did that beautifully yesterday. You went through that, definitely. Okay, formative assessment 3. Did we do this one together? Okay. All right, let's do this one now. 5 characteristics which describes teams best. Right, there you go. Okay, do you want to, did you manage to get it Sharon too? Anita, did you have any time to do this last night?
I got to do it this morning a little bit, but I only did
just do what you agenda. Sure. All right. Okay, no problem. So perhaps let's Peter, get your answers. How did you answer question 3?
Question 3.
Yeah.
This is name the 5 characteristics which describe the team best. I said they have a good communication. They communicate well, or good communication.
Okay, all right, lovely. Yeah. They share knowledge, yes, okay.
I said they support one another.
Lovely.
And then I said they committed.
Okay. Right, to a common task or goal. Okay. All right, that's very important for what makes a team, yes, okay.
And then I said they're passionate.
Okay, right. Passionate's a little bit, I think you kind of duplicate. You need one more strong point. Okay. So you've mentioned the fact that they've got a common purpose or goal. That's important. Okay. There's mutual commitment to one another or dependence on one another to get the job done. So the difference with the group is that everyone's doing their own job. Nobody is responsible for, but if you're in a team, Peter, if you're absent, we've got to get the job. I will do what you have to do. So there's a mutual sense of ownership over jobs or dependence. So you need to mention that kind of point. Okay, what put your other points again?
I said they got good communication.
Yes, okay, great.
And then they said they share knowledge amongst.
Okay, I love it. Okay, so there's shared knowledge. All right, some of the other points you could mention are things like they also they're empowered to make decisions. Okay, so it's not like a group where you've got to go to your boss.
Oh, yeah.
They can actually self-organize and self-manage and make decisions. And there's joint responsibility for the tasks. So there's mutual dependability, there's joint responsibility, there's authority to make decisions. They plan and structure their work together. So any of those strong points. Okay, so add some more strong points on it. You okay, Minky? All right, okay, let's go to question number 2, draft a meeting agenda. Okay, where you were going to make sure that you've allocated time and place for each member to get input. Okay, so Minky, how did your agenda go? What were the elements in your agenda?
my agenda. The topic is a shutdown meeting.
Lovely.
There's a date.
Okay, date of the meeting, yes, the time of the meeting, great.
The location.
Excellent.
And the agenda topic is chlorine plant shutdown.
Okay, and did you break it down? Yes.
Is to replace all corroded pipes and structures at the chlorine plant.
Lovely.
Objective to replace everything before the 27th of December 2020.
Lovely. Okay, all right. Okay.
Went down to what we would need.
Okay.
One, fabrication material,
Right.
welding consumables,
Okay.
gases, grinding and cutting discs, and
Okay.
PPE.
So there's going to be a discussion about checking the resources.
Yes.
Okay. So maybe you would have a resource discussion and you could break down to those points. Okay. What else have you added?
And then there's responsibility.
Okay.
One, okay, I named the team.
Yeah.
Seeker to fabricate all brackets.
Yeah.
Tower to fabricate all chlorine pipes.
Right.
Cindy to fabricate all water and air pipes.
Okay.
Candy to fabricate all steam and costing pipes.
Yeah.
And Jimmy to replace all grating.
Okay.
And then to cut all boards.
Okay. All right.
Then we had a general feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Tandy suggested that we pre-order all material 2 weeks.
Okay, you know what it sounds like you're telling me? You're telling me using minutes. Do you know there's a difference between minutes and an agenda? Okay, your agenda is like, it's like an invitation to a meeting. Your agenda says, I want you to come to a meeting at this date, at this time, and this is what we're going to discuss. And it just gives main headings. It says, we're going to discuss the shutdown plant. We're going to discuss the resources we need. We're going to discuss who's doing what. I want you, and we're going to have time for you guys to give me feedback on this. So it's almost, and then you send it out. So it's like an invitation. At the meeting, you'll pull out that agenda and say, right, let's discuss, and somebody will take notes on what you decide. That becomes the minutes. So the minutes often said, we had the meeting on that date, these are the people present, that was the agenda, and this is what we discussed, and these are the decision points. Okay, so I didn't expect you to know that, Nikki, don't worry. So I'm just clarifying this for you, because you're giving me lots of detail, but it's almost like the meeting's already happened. That was in your, was that in your...
Hi, Karen.
Hi, there you with us, Nadir?
Sorry. I do apologize. I'm back now.
Okay, lovely. No problem. I have been recording this, so if you need to, you can access it. What we're actually doing is just going through our formative questions. We're on formative assessment number 3, question 2. Okay, and Nikki's just giving us feedback. So you're giving me lovely detail, but I think you're just a little bit off in terms of it needs to be just the agenda. So I want, you've got lots of detail. Give me just the headings. What are we going to discuss? What they're looking for is when you run a meeting, do you want your people to actually feed in? Are you running it like a team, or are you running it like a group where I'm the boss, I'm telling you, you'll do this, you'll do that, you'll do that. You must show in your agenda that you're planning to discuss items and get feedback. Does that sound okay? So what you have to do is actually easier than what you're doing. Just give me main headings. Make sure that, so like you said, let me show you a sample of an agenda. Shall I quickly do that? It's a very formal thing. People often don't do agendas anymore. It's from a formal kind of way of doing business, and it's a bit old school. So I'm just waiting for my screen. What is going on here? Sorry, I realize how things are slow because this is actually not plugged in. No wonder. Okay. My computer's been battery on my second because my plug wasn't turned on. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay, so and you see, when you come to us doing assessments for this thing, which is part of the whole qualification for people in management, they start to assume that you know certain things because they would have covered some things. So don't worry if you don't, because you haven't done the whole qualification. But they assume that you would know a little bit about business communication, which is okay. But it's based kind of on an old standard, and some of the formal things are based on, it doesn't happen in current business. People don't do fancy agendas and minutes unless they are board level, where they have to keep records of everything. Okay, so but let me show you quickly what a minute, what an agenda sample is. Nadir, in your business, are you still using very formal things like meeting agendas and that kind of thing?
Yes. So we have meeting agendas. We have.
Yeah. Did I lose you there quickly, Nadir?
Okay, I'm still there. Yes.
Okay, so
you can hear me. I don't know why it's echoing. That's why I'm thinking someone else is talking. Let me just lower the volume.
Maybe I should turn my volume down. Sometimes that happens when my volume is
I think it's okay. Can you hear me now?
I can. Yes.
Right.
How's
Okay.
my sound?
So, yeah. Hello.
Hello. I can hear you fine.
Okay. All right. So we do have meeting agendas all the time, every week, daily as well. We have some on Zoom. We do have quite a few on Teams as well.
Right.
Okay. And we have set meeting agendas like the quality meeting is once a month, the production meeting is like once a week. Then we have a daily agenda meeting at 9 o'clock to report on all aspects of the business for half an hour.
That's
So
almost
it's
like
a lot of
status
meetings.
update meeting here, but you don't do a
Yes,
formal like.
status update.
You don't do a
Status update.
formal. Okay, I'm trying to zoom in on this, guys. Sorry to show you a little bit what this is. So you see, it's got a heading meeting agenda. I'm trying to just zoom in. This is so small. So you can get an idea. There's a location, a date, time, details. So we're going to discuss topic 1, topic 2, and they've actually broken it down a little bit more. So this is like it's an invitation that gets sent out to people saying, these people have been invited to this meeting on this date, this time, and this is what we're going to discuss. It's like preparing you, because people like certainty. Hey, I don't want to come to a meeting, I don't know what I'm supposed to be discussing. This way as well, if you're saying it, we're going to be discussing this project, people can prepare, they can know, heck, I'll check my resources, so they come to me, say, right, I know I need this much part, discuss, make a decision. Okay, so that's what I'm really looking for. It's just like a heading, where's it going to be, what's the date, what's the time, who's invited, and what are the topics you're going to cover. Okay, I'm going to give you one mark just that you've got things like the right location, date, time, one, but the basics, the basic layout, but I'm looking for your content. And I want to see that you're going to get a lot of people to discuss. It's not going to be, what is your leadership style that's communicated in your agenda? Is it telling you, I'm Lincoln, the boss, I'm going to tell you what to do. You're not going to tell me, or you're going to make sure it's structured in a way that you allow for discussion. Okay. Because you want everyone to agree. Then saying, yeah, we agree, we're going to do this way. Yes, yeah?
Can I just remind?
Sure, please read yours. Yes.
It says, the landed meeting will start at 6 a.m.
Yes.
The main boardroom.
Yes.
Attendance will be the college name.
Okay.
Crew. 1 workshop supervisor, 2 rotations, and 5 days in attendance.
Right.
And 1 ornament. The supervisor will welcome the team and find out if everyone is okay. He will also ask if there are any concerns that need to be addressed.
Okay.
First item of the meeting will be the day's safety topic, for example, working heights. The supervisor will lead this discussion and then open the floor to all members of the team to share past experiences, what to watch out for when working at heights. After this, the current status of the machine, according to the cost sheet, will be shared, including the day's plan. Then the supervisor will allocate the jobs and will open the floor again to the team leaders for suggestions around that plan. After the plan has been finalized, the supervisor will make a few closing comments and encourage the team to work safe. Depending on the safety topic, input and work-related suggestions by the team, the meeting will take no longer than 15 minutes.
Lovely. Okay, so I'm hearing there that your style of answering that question is not just here's my agenda, you talk me through it, which is fine. You can say, this is how I'd structure the meeting, this is what it'd be. But you've got to be a little bit careful when they ask you in your summatives. I'm just trying to, Google Docs has got lovely sample templates. Have you guys seen that? You can make your life so easy. Just go in there and type in through their template gallery. They've got like recipe layout. They're beautifully done. You just fill it in. They've got agenda layouts. Just make your life easy. This board meeting layout. If you have to do minutes of a meeting, there you go. Thank you. There's one for you right now. Here's the meeting ones. Okay. You can even base it on that. Or so I like this agenda. So this kind of sample ones. If you click on that, pulls it straight into Google Docs. And look at that. Lovely. You can do what's the meeting name, what's the date of it, but it really gives you those fields. Date, time, thing, who's the attendees. So it's making nice and easy. Here's the agenda. Right, the last meeting follow-up, what new business are we talking about? And place for notes. So that can help you. Okay. So just use Google templates. They're just beautiful and easy. And then you can download it afterwards, okay, as a document. All right, so if I'm going back here to my summatives, let me just, is this the right document? Oops, yeah, oops, what summatives? I informed it. Here we are, I'm just going to pull this across. Okay, we're going to get to the summatives. We are here. If they ask you in it to draft a meeting agenda, they're going to say to you, look, I like that you just reasoned it, but show me your agenda. Okay, so just create one, and in it show me, because that's, when you're looking for evidence that you can do it. I don't always want to know that you can tell me about it, but I want to know, can you do it? Okay, all right, great. Right, then the next one is creating an action plan, and I know that you sent me a screenshot of your action plan, and you used the ones that we had pretty much given you here to use.
I just gave one from
Perfect, from Excel
the
or Word or what? Even better. I love it. Okay, so I'll just try and join to WhatsApp quickly and see if I can pull up our team meeting. We'll have a look at that. So let me sort this out. My phone was AWOL for a little bit. Okay, and Nadir, do you want to talk us through your meeting agenda? You did already, hey? You've taken us through.
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, let's quickly then go on to the next question. Has anyone done the action plan apart from Peter? Question 4. Okay, so question 4 is to, there's first a knowledge question, and number 1 is the knowledge question. So what do you need to do before you implement an action plan? And number 2 is where you actually make the action plan. All right, so let's first just answer what are the steps you need to do or the things you need before you actually do it. That was question 1, while I quickly link to WhatsApp on my computer so we can look at Pilar's assessment. Okay, now did you get to answer formative 4 question 1?
Actually speaking, I missed it out. I actually did the action template first. So I'm looking at it now.
No problem. All right. Anybody do that one that we can talk through? Question 4, number 1. Assessment 4, number 1.
That's the action plan.
Yes, as part of the action plan, but there's first a knowledge question. So it says here. Oh, that's missing. Oh, sorry, guys. Okay, all right. I've edited this. So there's a create the action plan down here. Number 2 at the bottom says describe the steps you take to get the team to agree. And this was originally question 1. Sorry, my mistake.
Oh,
that's fine. All right. Okay, sorry. Okay, so action plan. How did you create yours? And would you like to share it, Nadir?
Okay, so the action plan template which I filled, I've got 3 steps to it. On the action plan, I've got the task.
Yeah.
My task was to select 5 part numbers per day for counting.
Yeah.
Then who's responsible is the raw material supervisor because he's responsible and accountable for that.
Right.
The start date I put is Monday, 16 November.
Right.
The end date I put is ongoing and daily because it's going to be done daily for a long time.
Right.
The resources that he's going to use, the system to get or determine the part numbers that need to be counted.
Right.
And how we're going to monitor will be daily to that target.
Daily targets. Okay. All right. Against and have you clarified exactly what that target is?
Yeah, the target is to select 5 part numbers
of course
per day for counting.
Right. Okay. And then is there a place to record that met or not met? So you're trying to see that gap. So even if it's a field.
I'm going to see that gap. Yeah.
Okay.
So there will be, I still got to finish this off and put in the stock count sheet. That will be the one monitoring document.
Excellent. Okay. And remember, you've got your high level goal and then you break it down into 3 smart objectives. So here's your high level goal that you're going to test that it's smart. So reduce the stock discrepancies or count at least, I don't know your industry well, but let me make a hypothetical example. So you're going to, your high level goal is reduce stock discrepancies between what's on your system and what you actually have, okay?
That's correct.
Then you break it down. So you do that first 5, you're going to check 5 items every day. It's going to be done by X person, whatever. The next thing you're going to do is, I don't know if you can break that down into 3 steps. You've got to give me 3 clear actions.
I broke it to the next step. Let me just see if I'm right.
Okay. All right. Take us to your next step.
I said the next step is the action will be to physically do the counting of the part numbers selected.
Right. Okay. So you physically check it.
Right. And the person responsible there now will be under the raw material supervisor, the storeman.
Okay. Right.
Okay. Okay. The start date will still be 16 November.
Yeah.
ongoing as normal.
Yeah.
And then I've got the resource that he will use to record this will be use the count sheet for recording.
Okay. All right. So like a paper pen. So he goes and he actually takes a clipboard and he takes against it. Okay, great. It's got to be done by when? You've given statements to be done by 12 o'clock daily or whatever it is, and then who monitors it? So all that kind of thing. Okay.
I've still got to fill that in.
And in those bits. All right. And your last step, so that's, is there anybody else or another action or task? Is it going to be then, what do you do as a result of that?
Yes, correct. So the last action I've got here is to adjust the stock on the system as per the findings of the cycle count.
Excellent. Okay.
Person responsible, myself, the warehouse manager.
Right.
Okay, it's same dates ongoing. The resources I will use, I will use the system allocated and use an adjustment code as per the business requirement.
Excellent. Okay. All right. So in terms of marking, I'm going to give you 5 marks for your goal statement. Really, I'm looking for a SMART goal. I want all of those 5 dimensions in your goal statement. Okay. Then I'm going to give you 50 marks for your action plan. So you basically have to have 5 elements per objective that you write underneath. Okay. And it must be clear that they lead to helping meet that goal. They've got to be relevant. Okay. All right. So yeah, that's really your formative. You can do that. That's great. Okay, anybody else want to comment? Oh, I've got WhatsApp for webinar working here. Let's have a quick look. I think you sent it to me, not in the group, the
Yeah.
You sent it, but that's okay. That's all right. I'll just call you up here. And, all right, let me just move this over. And, okay, so this was Pilar's, make it big. All right. Okay, so you've got somebody there, service, you talk us through this because you've got on your computer. I've got it obviously a bit small here. So you've made task, responsible person, start date, end date, resolved, deleted, progress, task, and comments. Lovely, perfect. So where's your action? Where's your main goal? Where have you just
it was working this morning.
Okay.
That's meant to achieve the scheduled service and repairs on machines over the period of the 12th to the 15th.
Lovely. Okay. So when you submit your action plan, just maybe make it, you can make, oh, sorry, that's jumping on. Make one line there, which is high end goal, and then you break it down into tasks. So add in another line and make that your big one. Okay. All right, lovely. And then you've got your tasks 1, 2, 3, and 4. Because you've added 4 steps. 5 steps. Okay. Okay, all right. Oh, I can't anymore. Okay, I think you've got the right idea. I can see you've allocated the person, you've got dates. All right, and okay, no, that's lovely. I think that's perfect. Just I want to see your SMART goal, the big goal, in there somewhere. All right. Okay, Minky, you can share with me later on. Okay, when you're there. All right, guys, I think you're all doing fine with your assessments. I want to just go here to Moodle. And I want to show you where you're going to upload your assessment when done. Okay, so, oh, am I logged in somewhere else? Okay. Just log back in. You'll see that there's a special place where you're going to upload. And another thing I wanted to remind you all of what we really need. Can you email to us, please, your certified copy of your ID, your trick certificate, and a CV, just a short CV saying your work experience. Okay, so we need that email so we can put it into our document management service, and then we will send those to CETA. Okay, so where do you actually upload your stuff? Down below on this general section, there's the little hand of the document, upload your assignments here. That's where you're going to click on that link, and sorry, I'm a different permission here, so I see slightly different things. So let me show you if I were to be a learner, so you'll see what you see. You'll see submission status. You'll say, okay, you haven't attempted yet. Don't worry about the due dates. Please don't worry. That was because I was first enrolled a long time. Down there's add submission. You're going to click on add submission. It's going to either you can drop your file into there or you can use the click. This is to upload a file. This is to upload a document. So click on the upload document, go in, and you can say you're going to upload a file. You can select browse where in your computer it is. Once you found it, please make sure that you then click upload this file. So, and then once you've done that, it's going to take you, I don't know if I should just do a sample. I'll upload as anything just to kind of show you. Oh my word, what should I upload? I'll just upload an image for now just to drive my assessors nuts. Okay, I'm just going to say this is sample. All right, okay. You must click upload the file. It's then going to take you back to a window where it almost wants to ask you, are you sure this is what you want to do? Say yes. I'm going to say that's what I want to do. I'm uploading that. Then it says it's a draft. It's not graded yet. Please go all the way down and choose submit assignment, okay? Because it's giving you multiple places to check, edit, do I really want to do it? And then it even says, are you sure you want to submit it for grade? It says I won't be able to make any more changes. Okay, click submit. Okay. Now we will give you the option to submit to other versions, so don't stress. Okay, I'll fix up that setting. When it's gone green here, it says submitted for grading. Only then is your job done. Okay. So just keep following through the processes until you get that. Okay. Any problems, you email us. All right. Should we jump onto the course then, everybody? Okay.
Sorry, Carol, by when do we sorry?
Yeah.
I don't know why it's echoing on my side today.
Okay.
That's why I'm thinking someone else is talking and I'm talking.
No.
I can hear my own voice basically.
Yeah, that's very frustrating. Try to turn down your speaker.
I tried that.
All right. Otherwise, what we can do, I'm going to check my settings.
Because I did no changes to my settings.
Yeah, no, you haven't. What's going on here? I'm just going to try to turn things down a bit. How's it now for you? Is it still bad?
Let me talk. Oh, no, it's still bad.
Okay. You know what I think? Quickly leave the meeting.
Yes.
And let's rejoin again. What am I doing now? Because it's very irritating to have that.
Okay, I'm leaving now. I'll join back.
All right.